What do you know about Cameroon? Cameroonians are taught early that pain is something that you handle quietly. We hear phrases like, be strong, others have it worse. Don't complain, just endure. So we do, yes, we endure. We swallow our feelings. We normalize hardship. We perfect the art of appearing fine. Yep, but this silence comes at a cost. When pain is not spoken, it grows. When suffering is not acknowledged, it settles into the bones. Yes. And a society that does not speak its pain cannot heal it. Why do these struggles remain invisible within Cameroon? Why do you think? That is because speaking about hardship is often seen as one, complaining, two, it's a weakness, and three, it is spoiling the image of a nation. Yeah, that's why they don't complain. But refusing to say the truth does not make the truth disappear. We should always remember that. The silence protects no one except the system that benefits from the silence. Meanwhile, communities break quietly, individuals burn out silently, and hope becomes something we ration like fuel. The silence is not cultural. The silence, I bet you, it is survival. Then there is the betrayal that burns so hardly because it's not coming from strangers. It is coming from those who walk among us, our so-called elites. Yes, the ones who climbed the ladder and then kicked it away so that no one else could rise. The ones who sit in air-conditioned offices negotiating the future of a people they no longer see, they no longer recognize, they no longer care to understand. Yeah. They speak of peace while watching us bleed. Yes, they speak of unity while living off the division that they have helped maintain within the country. These are the same sons and daughters of our soil who now treat the soil like the property to be owned, not a home to be protected. Yep, our elites, we cannot stop calling on them. And let's say it as it is. These people are not being fooled. They are choosing comfort over conscience, position over people, silence over truth. That is a fact. But the time comes, yeah, when the people remember their own power. And when that time will arrive, titles will not save these elites. They should remember that. History will ask them where they stood, and the answer will never be forgotten. One of the ways that the regime has successfully kept Cameroonians where they are, at a spot where it is so hard for their voices to be heard, no matter how hard they try, is by making sure that the division among us stays strong. Yeah, and remember, they did not divide us by accident. No, they calculated it, right? They studied our strength and they saw the greatest threat to their power was our unity. So they turned tribe into weapon, right? They turned region into boundary. They turned language into suspicion. Yep, they told the North to distrust the South. They told the Francophones that Anglophones wanted chaos. Yes, and turned around and told the Anglophones that the Francophones wanted domination. Yes, that is their strategy. They scattered seeds of resentment and watered them with lies because people standing together is powerful. And a people turned against each other is very easy to control. But listen to me, my dear people. We have never been enemies. We were never made to believe we were. Yes. The market woman in Bamenda wants the same thing as the taxi driver in Douala, dignity. The student in Boya wants the same thing as the farmer in Bafusam, opportunity. The family in Marwa wants the same things as the family in Yaoundé, peace. We are one people, varied in culture, rich in identity, different in rhythm, but one single heartbeat. And that is exactly what they fear. Because when a nation remembers it is one, when we look past the divisions they drew for us, when we realize that our voice is loudest when spoken together, their power collapses. So no, We refuse to hate each other on their command. We refuse to inherit the grudges of those who profit from our pain. We refuse to let tribalism, regionalism, and language become the fences that surround our future. We are done being divided. We are done being distracted. We are done being used. The day we stand as one Cameroon, united, that is the day Cameroon becomes unstoppable. It is time for us to stop them from using these unsolicited divisions among us to keep us weak. You find two poor people, hungry people, fight on the streets, killing themselves. Why? Because one is Anglophone and the other is Francophone. Who benefits from this? The elites, the people in power. So it is time for us to look past all of these differences. It is time for us to say no. We don't care what language they speak. We don't care what region they come from. We don't care their religious beliefs. It is time for us to stand as one Cameroon. Because in times like this, if we succeeded in standing as one Cameroon and being on the streets, not in thousands, but in millions, I bet you that the regime will feel the heat. When we are segmented, when we are separated, when the Francophones say, oh, it is an Anglophone thing, or the Anglophones say, oh, it is time for the Francophones to fight the fight, that is the division that weakens us. When Issa Chiroma Bakari says, hey, it is time for a 3-day shutdown, ghost town, as a strategy in order to make the regime respect our votes, then a fraction from the English-speaking Cameroon comes out and says, no, we are going to have a ghost town only on Monday, not ghost town Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That is the division. Those are the people they are using to cripple us. These are the people that are not ready to help us embrace this change. That is the division that bothers me. And that is the division that until my last breath I will talk about, because I know that the day we are going to look past these divisions, the day we are going to stand as one and look at each other as Cameroonian, not as Francophone or as Anglophone, not as somebody that speaks Mokwe or somebody that speaks Lamso or somebody that speaks Bassa, but as people, as Cameroonians, then we are going to stand strong. We are going to protest strong, and we are going to win strong. Yes, that is my perspective. We are done being used. We are done being fooled. We are done being used as the weapons to destroy us. They use our elites, they use our languages, our tribes, our regions to separate us for their own benefit. If we refuse all of those divisions, bring back our elites on our side and make our elites realize that, hey, you are a part of us, I bet you that we are going to stand as one strong Cameroon. And that is the only way we can succeed to see our country, commonly referred to as Africa in miniature, flourish again. Without that, we're going to continue wallowing in suffering while a few people enjoy the benefits of a nation that God gave all of us. Yes,